is going, Dave Bice? Is No Date here, and welcome back to another episode of Roblox Assassin. Last time on Assassin, we showed off some new knives, and this time we're going to show off even more knives because I got more knives. So the heroic case, man, this thing is expensive. Let me tell you, this thing is expensive. I've been grinding for a very, very long time, and I only recently unboxed one, which was it's not a lot. Like, I unboxed the 5 from that previous episode, like the other episode, and, you know, then I only got one. So far I've only unboxed 6, which isn't a lot of heroic cases, let me tell you. But as you can see, I was able to trade around and get some new exotics. So I got the Fury exotic and I got the Flame brand exotic. And we're going to show these two knives off in this episode. So if you guys are excited for this episode of Assassin, be sure to drop a like on this video. It helps out a whole lot. And if you are new, be sure to subscribe to the channel, because once we hit 40,000 subscribers, we are going to be giving away a demon heart. We are actually really close to giving away a demon heart. I think we're at 38,000 at the moment, so we are pretty close to 40,000, so we can give away a free demon heart. So that is pretty good. Anyway, this is the Fury knife right here, and this knife, as you can see, this is pretty much the polar opposite of Behemoth. This knife is really tiny. It's really a lot more like a dagger. You zoom in here, you will see the only really knife part is this white part right here. You're gonna try to kill me, so I'm gonna stop that. But like, this is the only knife part of it, and I guess this is the handle. So the handle is bigger than the knife itself. Oh, what? Am I falling into the sewers? What is this? What is happening right here? So what I really like about this knife is it is pretty tiny, which I don't like. I usually like bigger knives, but what I do like about this one in particular is it's really bloody. Like, honestly, there seems to be quite a bit of blood on it. Obviously, it's like Roblox cartoony blood, so it's really not that violent or anything. But you can see there is a bit of red on it, and I feel like that's kind of supposed to be blood. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it is just has a little bit of red on it. I don't know. But the handle is also kind of red, so that might also be blood. I'm not quite sure. No, I think only this part is supposed to be the blood. This is the blood drops, but yeah. So you're probably wondering, No Data, how do you get this knife? Well, I know I did a trade. I definitely traded for this. I'm not sure which one I did. I did screenshot the Firebrand trade, though. I did screenshot that. So when I show off the Flame brand, it's called the Flame brand. Once I show this off, I will show you guys the trade that I did with it. No Data, you have a spicy inventory. Thanks. I never had my inventory be called spicy. That's a weird way to put it, but thanks. Yours is spicy too, I guess. Let me see yours. Yeah, yours is kind of spicy. So a little bit of an update. There are still AFK botters. They're still around. They're really common now. Like, seriously, this is starting to become a serious problem in Assassin, is there are just so many AFK bots. It's kind of getting repetitive. Like, I'm okay with a couple of AFK bots, like every couple of servers, but when there's like 2 in every server, it starts getting like really annoying. I don't think this one has a lot of AFK botters. I feel like this guy's just AFK. You're actually walking around, I think. But even so, even though this server is not a good example, it's still starting to become like a serious problem. Like, there are too many AFK botters, and it makes the game really boring. Like, I don't get bored of this game that often unless I have to play constantly, like during competitive mode. People are just like, No Data, how do you not get bored? Well, I don't really play that often. Like, I only played it like really often during the competitive season where like I'm forced to play often. So like, I never get particularly bored, but then when you join a bunch of servers and they all have AFK bots and you can just easily kill them, then it starts to get like really boring. It kind of sucks. But anyway, as for advice on getting the Fury, if you do want it, again, this is an unboxable knife, so usually they drop in value really quickly. Pretty much any knife you can unbox or craft with legendaries, they drop down to 1 just eventually. That's kind of just how it works. So in the long run, I wouldn't really trade much for Fury, especially Fury, because I feel like this knife is going to be low in demand. Like, I tend to find that the community just doesn't like these smaller knives. They like really big knives like Behemoth. I feel like Behemoth is going to be like high demand, Seraph's high demand, and then like Fury, it's kind of just a small little dagger. I feel like people aren't really going to like it that much, so it's going to be pretty low in demand. So yeah, if you do want the Fury, I wouldn't trade too much for it, if I'm being honest. Just don't trade too much for it. Maybe like one exotic. Honestly, like one exotic is fine. I think Fury is worth like 3 at the moment, but you really don't need to trade 3 exotics. That's too much. Hey, what? How did the soccer ball get down here? See, this is the problem. This is the problem. You know, I love how this lobby has a soccer ball, but then it falls here, and it's obviously going to fall in the green goop. Alright, that's just it. It's going to be stuck in the green goop forever. That's just how it's going to go. Because how is the soccer ball going to get back up here? Like, once it falls in the hole, once it falls in this hole, it's all over. There's no recovering it. How are we supposed to do a soccer tournament if the soccer ball just falls down here, you know? And that's the one problem with this lobby, is that the soccer ball can fall down here, and then that's just it. You can't play soccer anymore in this lobby. Alright, let us do one more round with the Fury. You are going to die. That's it. You're just going to die. I'm not messing with you. We're going to throw the knife here, because who knows? Maybe someone's going to walk down there. So, you know, it's a little bit of a guess. Who knows? Who knows? You are both going to fight up there. I don't know how I feel about fighting in the lower ground, but I can do it. Alright, there we go. Is there anybody else around in the higher ground? That's it. We won. GG. That was pretty quick. Oh, let us play with the Flame brand. Also, there's a really small update, but now when you unbox something, it specifies if it's a knife or a pet. Like, as you can see here, it now says open and knife. It used to just say open. But yeah, this is the brand new Flame brand exotic. Yet another new exotic from the recently added heroic case. Looks pretty cool in my opinion. I feel like not a lot of people like this one, because apparently it looks a lot like Lava Blade, and I kind of see the resemblance, but I also kind of have to disagree. Like, this knife is pretty different in its own right. Again, I guess I kind of see the resemblance because, like, they're both like fire, and I guess they have like the same handle. Like you see here, has a tiny little handle. I guess Lava Blade kind of has the same thing, and I guess they're both kind of small with similar shape, but still. Like, Flame brand is still cool in its own right, you know, it's got a little bit of fire to it, and it's definitely a lot more detailed than Lava Blade. I feel like that's the issue with Lava Blade. It's really, like, I feel like Lava Blade is, like, really, really bland, like, extremely bland. There's just nothing to it. I feel like this knife has its own, like, cool details, like the rocks here, and I think there's, like, a little chain here. That's weird. You see, the only problem with Lava Blade, like, really the only problem with Lava Blade is, like, yeah, it's bland, but really the only problem with it is it's not useful. Like, there are a lot of tier 1 knives that are involved, like, it's a crafting ingredient. Lava Blade, you can't use it to craft anything besides, like, tokens, which is pretty bad. It's like, when a tier 1, where you can't use a tier 1 to craft anything, like a special knife, it tends to just die in demand. Like, there's really no use to it. Like, there are a bunch of other, like, tier 1s, like Crescendo, Earthen Blade, Overseer. Like, they all have uses. Like, you can craft, like, mythics with them. Like, if there was a new knife that you could use with the Lava Blade to craft, then everyone would start wanting Lava Blade. Like, everyone's going to want Lava Blade. Like, it's super, super high in demand. I should be paying more attention because this is an infection round. So, I mean, I guess I'll try to kill some people off. But yeah, like, you get the point. Once you can use Lava Blade to craft something, then that's it. It would just be super high in demand. And what really sucks about the heroic case exotics is you can't really use them to craft anything. Like, yeah, you can craft the Wrath here. Like, you can use these to craft the Wrath, but I feel like that's not really worth it. And I'll get into that once we get into the Wrath video, which is going to be in the next episode. As you can see, I have Wrath here. So we're going to get into that in the next episode, but overall, this crafting is just not very useful. But the point is, I still like Flame brand, alright? So, comparing it to Lava Blade, it's like, I mean, I do kind of see some similarities, but it's different in its own right. But I do hope there are going to be more crafting recipes involving these exotics, because I feel like there needs to be a lot more from it. Like, just entirely new knives that you could craft it with. Maybe like the Flame brand and the Fury and Ancient Steel, stuff like that. I feel like a really big missed opportunity is Epic Purple. Like, literally, there's Epic Blue and Epic Red, and I wish you were able to, like, craft them together to make, like, Epic Purple and make, like, a different exotic. But you're probably wondering how I got this Flame brand, and I did screenshot the trade. So as you can see, I did trade Shadow for it. Pretty good trade. Again, like I said, a little earlier in this episode, you know, these knives are going to go down to 1, so I just traded an exotic that is worth 1. I feel like that's the best thing to do. But yeah, that's what I did. So if you want Flame Brand for yourself, I would do a similar trade. Same with all the other knives here. Like, if you want Ancient Steel, or Epic Blue, or Epic Red, I would do something, like, similar to what I did. Because I feel like that's going to be the best thing in the future. Or, like, overall, I feel like that's just the best thing to do for your inventory. Because, once again, these knives are probably going to go down to 1 eventually, you know, unless they become unobtainable. Who knows, maybe this case is limited. That would actually be really cool if this case is limited. Just like have all the mythics and like the legend hammer have it like limited, and that would be like the first unobtainable dream, which would also be pretty cool. I mean, I guess Champion Axe is the unobtainable dream here, but I mean, once it's another competitive season, that becomes obtainable again, so that doesn't really count. All right. And then, like, we'd have more unobtainable mythics other than, like, the competitive prizes like Champion and Competitor Blade. Like, but yeah, let us do a couple more rounds with the Flame Brand and we will end off this episode. And we're playing Infection. Let's go to Estate, actually. I feel like Estate is a really good map for Infection. And we're a Survivor. So the first infected is Savage right here. So we're going to kill Savage, or someone else is going to kill Savage. I don't really care who kills him. I'm probably just going to find somewhere to hide and hope I can hold out until the time runs out, because that would be very, very useful. I guess we could just chill in the bookshelves. You know, this is a pretty good spot right here, even though this is a spawn point, so the zombie could spawn here, especially if more people die and there's more zombies. That wouldn't be very good, but this is a good place to stay for now. And usually I hate camping, but if I'm honest, camping is kind of the optimal strategy for this. Like, literally the goal of a survivor is to stay alive until the time runs out, so why wouldn't you hide from the zombies just to hold out? Like, that kind of makes sense here. Like, literally nobody's coming here. Like, 2 people spawn, I instantly killed them, so there you go. So, like, when the point of the game is to just survive until the time runs out, obviously you just gotta hide there and just let the time tick it down, you know? So I need to win in the hospital, and hospital is not a choice. That's not helping anyone. But yeah, once again, on the grind for another heroic case. My advice here is, you know, some people, they want me to open, like, daily heroic cases. I would not open a heroic case every day. That is just insane. Like, if you do daily heroic cases, that's some dedication. Like, seriously, that's some dedication, because, again, it does take a really, really long time to get heroic cases. So, like, if you do that every single day, that's pretty insane. Like, even I wouldn't do that, because that is just an insane amount of playing. Personally, what I would do is I would still stick with an elite case every day. So, you know, 3,000 tokens every day, but instead of actually opening an elite case, you just save up until you can open a heroic case. And because there are 7 days in a week, that would be 2 heroic cases per week. Now, with a daily elite case, you got a guarantee of 1 exotic per week. But now with heroic cases, that would actually be 2 exotics per week, which is a pretty good upgrade. And, you know, it's actually not that hard to unbox a mythic, so every now and then, you're just going to get some mythics just from doing this, and that's pretty good, honestly. Like, 2 heroic cases per week, that is pretty good, and you're just pretty much still doing 1 elite case per day. You're just not opening a case every day. You're just saving up, which is pretty good. So, yeah, if you want a good, systematic way to get some exotics every single week, that is a good way to do it. Just open a heroic case twice a week and do 1 elite case per day. I feel like that is pretty good. And we will do 2 more rounds in this episode. We'll do 2 more rounds with the Flame Brand. We're going to end off this episode. I think we're going to Estate. That is correct. We're going to Estate Wanting. Alexia is my first target. Where is she at? I think I saw her over here. Yep, that is correct. I'm going to throw a knife and hope for the best. There we go. She got wrong player, which is very, very helpful. Short, where are you? Where are you? You're not here. That's not helping me. Are you my assassin? Because you're kind of going after me. It's kind of showing some red flags. Nope, you're not my assassin. That's my target. Of course, the minute I get wrong player, my target goes after me for some reason. Like, clearly there was no indication to you that I was your target. You just started going after me, which really didn't help at all. But no, seriously, that happens every single time. Like, I get wrong player, then someone just goes after me. But let us end this episode going on paintball. So here we go. This is going to be the final round of this episode. If you made it this far into the video, comment down below, flame, and let us get into this round. Actually, let's end this off with a free-for-all. So let us begin. We're going to go to Subway. That's actually a pretty good way to do a free-for-all. Subway, it's a pretty good map. We're going to kill you first because you're the first person I see. So that's pretty much just how it works in free-for-all. Let us just stick around here. Never mind. We're gonna leave. All right. Oh, I'm in a tight hallway and everyone's going after me. All right, we got out. That's pretty good. Everyone's gonna try to kill me. That's not helpful. All right. Let's kill you first, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know who to kill first. Actually, you're going after me. I need to kill you first. There we go. We are good. You are going to die now. Oh, wow. All right. I'm surprised. That was a pretty good shot. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Assassin. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all those other things that YouTube people do. I will see you guys in the next episode. Toodles.